Hey guys, let's get more news about San Francisco 49ers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Report, Heat now expected to trade Jimmy Butler. According to NBA insider Howard Beck of The Ringer, the Miami Heat are now expected to trade Jimmy Butler. Butler is extension eligible this offseason, and according to NBA reporter Anthony Chang of the Miami Herald, Butler is expected to seek a 2-year extension worth around $113 million. It appears the Heat don't want to pay Butler. Jimmy Butler will be traded, Beck wrote. Rival executives have been buzzing about it for months, for all the obvious reasons. Butler is about to turn 35, with a lot of hard miles and a lot of injuries, with 1 year left on his Heat contract, and is reportedly seeking a 2-year, $113 million extension. If the Heat grant it, they'll have little to no flexibility to add another star. And they absolutely need one. Credit Butler for powering Miami to 2 finals in 5 seasons. But a team built around Butler and Bam Adebayo isn't enough to challenge the Celtics, Bucks, or Sixers in the East. Pat Riley is known for moving off his high-priced players before they fall off a cliff. And Butler at this stage would be much more valuable as a second or third option on a contender than as the top dog in Miami. This feels like the right time for a pivot. Butler will make $48.8 million next season. He has a player option worth $52.4 million for the 2025-26 season. The Heat lost to the Boston Celtics in the first round of this year's postseason in 5 games. Butler didn't play because of a knee injury. A 6-time All-Star, Butler averaged 20.8 points, 5.3 rebounds, 5.0 assists, 1.3 steals, and 0.3 blocks in 60 games this season while shooting 49.9% from the field, 41.4% from beyond the arc, and 85.8% from the free throw line. Butler has career averages of 18.3 points, 5.3 rebounds, 4.3 assists, 1.6 steals, and 0.4 blocks with the Chicago Bulls, Minnesota Timberwolves, Philadelphia Sixers, and Heat. He's made 5 All-NBA teams and 5 All-Defensive teams. The Sixers are interested in acquiring Butler, who played 55 games for them in 2018-19. According to NBA reporter Keith Pompey of the Philadelphia Inquirer, Philadelphia is prepared to give Butler a max extension. NBA rumors, Heat, Jimmy Butler, Bucks, Brook Lopez, Knicks. The Heat have multiple tough decisions to make this summer and don't have a whole lot of cap space to make things happen. 1 year after losing Max Strus and Gabe Vincent, they could lose Caleb Martin and Haywood Highsmith. Then there's Jimmy Butler, who has indicated he wants a max contract extension. Butler will be 35 when next season starts. That's a big decision on our part to commit those kinds of resources unless you're somebody who's going to be there, available, every single night, head of basketball operations Pat Riley told reporters. Basically, there are no easy answers for the Heat. If Miami can get Butler to agree to less, it should, wrote Chris Herring of ESPN. Either way, the club looks likely to land where it often does, largely reliant on internal development and improvement, due to its limited cap space. One report suggested that Butler is a true trade candidate. Whether you think having Jimmy Butler disgruntled in the final year of a deal sounds like a fun time is certainly something everyone has to decide, wrote Matt Moore of the Action Network. But there's at least a feeling in league circles that if the Heat decide not to extend him at his preferred price, they'll facilitate a deal. Butler's preference, however, is to remain in Miami, as we relayed here. Bucks. A full season of Damian Lillard, and not Drew Holiday, showed that the Bucks' defense may no longer be championship caliber. Because of that, the team should seek a younger, versatile, point-of-attack defender to help ease the burden defensively for Lillard, whether it's through the draft or via trade, Herring wrote. One possible trade candidate, center Brook Lopez, as we relayed here. There are rumblings that the Bucks would like to play a more versatile style of defense next season, which raises the question of whether Brook Lopez has a future there, wrote Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer. Knicks. The Knicks' primary goal should be to run it back, though that will require keeping free agents OG Anunoby and Isaiah Hartenstein, both of whom will command top dollar this offseason, per Herring. Golden State Warriors' latest offer to Klay Thompson revealed 3 biggest takeaways. It's not yet known whether future Hall of Famer Klay Thompson will return to the Golden State Warriors for a 14th season. The 4-time NBA champion is slated to hit free agency and has received reported interest from multiple teams. Thompson, 34, is reportedly seeking a 3-year contract. This comes after a down 2023-24 season and following 2 devastating injuries that halted his projected continued growth as one half of the Splash Brothers. Interest Thompson receives on the open market will likely dictate whether he runs it back with Stephen Curry and Draymond Green or opts to join another NBA team for the first time in his career. We now have an update on this situation courtesy of ESPN's Tim McMahon. The NBA insider notes that Golden State's offer to Thompson currently stands at just 2 years. McMahon added that the length of an offer teams make to Thompson could mean more than the per-year price. It's as much about years as dollars in some of these cases, he noted. Without knowing what the price tag was in Golden State's offer was, there is still a lot to look at here. It really is not too hard to read between the lines. Curry, 36, is under contract for 2 more seasons. Green, 34, is under contract for the same length. Though, he boasts a player option for the 2026-27 campaign. Golden State added that to Green's deal back in the summer of 2023 when he took less than $25 million per season on a team-friendly contract. This makes it perfectly clear that general manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. and company believe their timeline for contention is 2 more years. Golden State is coming off a 2023-24 campaign in which it missed the playoffs for the 3rd time in 5 years. This past season might have been the most drama-filled between Thompson and the Warriors since they made him a first-round pick in the 2011 NBA draft. That included head coach Steve Kerr relegating Thompson to bench duties at times throughout the season. The season culminated in Thompson going 0-4-10 as Golden State fell to the rival Sacramento Kings in the NBA play-in tournament. Despite all of this, contending teams in the Eastern Conference such as the Orlando Magic and Philadelphia 76ers are reportedly interested in Thompson. If one were to offer a 3-year deal, it might be the end of Klay in Northern California. Even if Thompson does re-sign, expect some major roster turnover for Golden State. Chris Paul has $30 million non-guaranteed on his contract for next season. The future Hall of Famer could push back the option on his deal to help facilitate a trade. Meanwhile, 2022 NBA Finals hero Andrew Wiggins will likely be traded this summer. He's coming off 2 consecutive down seasons. These Warriors have already been linked to the likes of Jimmy Butler and Zach LaVine, among others. If Thompson and Golden State agree to part ways, a sign-and-trade could also be in the cards. Yeah, there is a lot on the line in San Francisco as Golden State's brass attempts to navigate through what could be a franchise-altering offseason. The Miami Heat is interested in hiring Klay Thompson. And are you a fan? What do you think of the Klay Thompson situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.